Today we are talking about a woman who walks alone not because she is lost, but because she knows exactly where she is going. The woman who walks alone embodies strength, resilience, and unwavering confidence. She understands the power of independence, and she knows that her journey, while solitary, is her own to define. When life presents its challenges, it's easy to seek comfort in the company of others. But the woman who walks alone recognizes something powerful. She recognizes that the most important company she can keep is her own. She does not wait for validation from others. She does not rely on the approval of the crowd. Instead, she trusts in her ability to face the world with courage and clarity. She walks alone because she has learned that in solitude there is strength. Walking alone does not mean walking in loneliness. No, it means walking with purpose, with a deep sense of direction. The woman who walks alone is not lost. She is in the process of discovery. She is learning who she truly is, without distractions, without the noise of others' opinions. It is in those quiet moments that she finds clarity. And it is through this clarity that she gains a deeper understanding of what she wants from life. But make no mistake, this journey is not always easy. There are moments when doubt creeps in, when the world seems to press in with all its expectations and pressures. Yet the woman who walks alone faces adversity with resilience. She knows that every obstacle is an opportunity to grow stronger. She knows that challenges are not roadblocks, but stepping stones toward becoming the person she is meant to be. Through her solitude, she builds her confidence. She learns to trust her decisions, to stand firm in her beliefs, and to walk forward even when the path is unclear. This confidence is not arrogance. It's the quiet assurance that she can handle whatever life throws her way. She has learned that true strength is not in the opinions of others, but in the trust she places in herself. She is a victor of her own journey. She is carving a path that only she can walk. And while it may be lonely at times, it is never without purpose. So if you find yourself walking alone, know that you are in good company. You are on a journey of strength, growth, and transformation. Keep walking, for you are closer to becoming the person you were always meant to be. The woman who walks alone is not just an image of solitude, but rather a symbol of self-reliance and strength. In a world that often values connections, collaborations, and communal efforts, it can be challenging for many to understand the power and importance of walking alone. But for this woman, walking alone is not a choice born out of necessity or isolation. It is a conscious decision to carve her own path, to rely on her inner resources, and to build the foundation of her life on her own terms. Self-reliance is at the core of this journey. It is the unwavering belief that she can achieve her goals, solve her problems, and overcome challenges independently. It's about recognizing that while the world may offer its help, it is ultimately up to her to take responsibility for her life. The woman who walks alone understands that she does not need to depend on others to validate her worth or her actions. She has learned to trust in her abilities, to listen to her inner voice, and to make decisions based on her own understanding of the world. She doesn't wait for permission, nor does she seek approval. She knows that the strength she needs to succeed comes from within herself. This self-reliance isn't about rejecting the support of others entirely. It is about understanding that true empowerment comes from being able to stand alone when necessary. She is not afraid to face the challenges of life on her own because she knows that each experience, whether good or bad, is a lesson that will contribute to her personal growth. She doesn't need to rely on anyone to give her the strength she has already cultivated over time. Through her experiences, she has become a master of her own resilience. In fact, self-reliance is not just about being able to stand alone, but also about knowing when to seek support without compromising one's independence. It's about having the wisdom to know when it's time to connect with others, but also the discernment to avoid overdependence. The woman who walks alone chooses her relationships carefully, ensuring that each connection adds value to her life and doesn't detract from her sense of self. She isn't swayed by the pressures of society to conform or to seek approval from others. Instead, she walks to the beat of her own drum, confident in the direction she is heading. There is a quiet power in this kind of self-reliance, and it becomes evident when we see the woman who walks alone navigate the complexities of life. She may face moments of uncertainty, doubt, and loneliness, but she knows that these are temporary states. She knows that every challenge is an opportunity to build a stronger foundation of independence. Every obstacle she faces only adds to her toolbox of strategies and solutions, helping her to grow into the person she was always meant to be. She understands that being self-reliant doesn't mean she has to do everything alone. Rather, it's about knowing that she has the capability to handle whatever comes her way. It's the ability to trust herself enough to make decisions that align with her goals, values, and vision for her life. She doesn't need others to define her worth because she has already defined it for herself. She has become her own source of motivation, her own source of strength, and her own source of strength, and her own source of inspiration. The beauty of walking alone lies not in the absence of others, but in the power of standing tall despite being alone. The woman who walks alone doesn't seek comfort or shortcuts. She doesn't expect her journey to be easy, but she knows that the struggles along the way will refine her character and solidify her self-belief. As she moves forward, each step represents not just progress, but also the growing realization that she is enough, just as she is. Self-reliance is the fuel that powers the woman who walks alone. It is what propels her toward success, even when the odds are stacked against her. It is what allows her to rise above the noise and distractions of the world, so she can stay focused on what truly matters to her. Her ability to stand alone is not a sign of weakness, rather, it is a testament to the strength and power she has built within herself. The woman who walks alone is self-reliant, resilient, and unstoppable. The woman who walks alone is not immune to adversity, rather, she faces it with resilience, embracing the challenges as part of her growth. Life has a way of throwing obstacles in our paths, be it personal, professional, or emotional, and these challenges are often what shape us into who we are meant to be. The woman who walks alone understands this deeply. She doesn't shy away from hardship. Instead, she confronts it head-on, knowing that every difficulty is an opportunity to learn, grow, and strengthen her resolve. Resilience is a quality that emerges over time, often through trials and setbacks. It's the ability to bounce back after facing failure, disappointment, or hardship, and the woman who walks alone has had her share of these moments. She has experienced the pain of rejection, the sting of failure, and the weight of challenges that seemed insurmountable. But through it all, she has developed an unwavering sense of inner strength. She knows that these moments, as difficult as they may be, do not define her. What defines her is how she responds to them, how she rises above them, and how she continues to move forward with even more determination. Resilience is not about being unaffected by the hardships of life, it's about how you cope with and adapt to them. For the woman who walks alone, each setback is an invitation to dig deeper, to find new ways to navigate life's storms. She doesn't let failure dictate her future. Instead, she uses it as a stepping stone, learning the lessons it has to offer. She knows that success is not a straight line, but a series of twists, turns, and detours that test her patience, endurance, and ability to persevere. It is through these detours that she uncovers the strength within her, often surprising herself with what she is capable of achieving. When things get tough, the woman who walks alone doesn't look for someone to blame or search for easy answers. She takes responsibility for her journey, understanding that her actions and mindset are the keys to overcoming adversity. She knows that resilience is built through action, not inaction. She doesn't wait for circumstances to change. Instead, she takes proactive steps to create her own opportunities, to adjust her approach, and to keep moving forward. This forward motion, even when slow, is a reflection of her belief that there is always a way through, even when the path ahead is unclear. Resilience doesn't mean that the woman who walks alone doesn't feel vulnerable. On the contrary, she acknowledges her fears, doubts, and insecurities, but rather than letting them paralyze her, she chooses to acknowledge them, move beyond them. She understands that vulnerability is a natural part of being human, and it doesn't make her weak, it makes her stronger. The more she faces, the more she learns to trust herself and her ability to overcome the obstacles in her path. This trust is the bedrock of her resilience. There will always be moments when she feels overwhelmed or unsure of her next step. But the woman who walks alone has learned that these moments of uncertainty are part of the process. She doesn't expect every day to be easy or every path to be smooth. What she does expect is that she will rise to the occasion, no matter how steep the climb. It's this expectation that fuels her resilience. It's what keeps her going when others may falter, and what drives her to succeed even in the face of adversity. At the core of her resilience is an unshakable belief in her ability to endure and overcome. This belief doesn't come from external validation or encouragement, it comes from within. It's the inner strength that she has cultivated through experience, and it is what enables her to keep moving forward even when everything around her seems uncertain. The woman who walks alone has developed the resilience to face the storms of life, not by avoiding them, but by embracing them and growing stronger in the process. Resilience is what enables the woman who walks alone to keep moving forward. No matter the obstacles, she understands that life's challenges are not meant to break her, they are meant to build her. With each hardship she faces, she becomes more capable, more confident, and more determined to walk her own path, no matter how difficult or lonely it may seem. The woman who walks alone often finds herself in moments of solitude that are not defined by loneliness but by purpose and clarity. Solitude is often viewed negatively in today's fast-paced, interconnected world where social interactions and constant stimulation are seen as the norms. Yet the woman who walks alone understands that there is incredible power in being alone. Solitude provides her with the space to think clearly, reflect deeply, and connect with herself in a way that is impossible amidst the noise and distractions of the outside world. It is in these moments of solitude that she uncovers her true purpose and finds the direction she needs to move forward. Walking alone doesn't mean being cut off from the world, but rather it means stepping back from the distractions, expectations, and influences that can cloud one's vision. The woman who walks alone seeks solitude not as a retreat from the world, but as a tool for personal clarity. When she is alone, she is not distracted by the demands of others, and she is free to listen to the voice inside her that guides her decisions. In these moments, she connects with the deepest parts of herself, discovering truths about her desires, her values, and her vision for her life. It is in solitude that she learns to trust her own intuition and make decisions that align with her true self. The power of solitude lies in its ability to help the woman who walks alone strip away the noise and clutter of life. We live in a world where we are constantly bombarded with information, opinions, and obligations. It's easy to get lost in the external world, losing sight of what truly matters. The woman who walks alone understands that in order to find clarity, she must retreat inward and create the space necessary to hear her own thoughts. She uses this solitude to reflect on her goals, to reassess her path, and to reframe her mindset. By doing so, she not only gains clarity about where she's going, but she also reinforces her commitment to her purpose. Solitude is not a temporary fix or a short-term escape for the woman who walks alone. It is an ongoing practice. She knows that in order to grow, she must carve out time regularly to be alone with her thoughts and feelings. It is in this practice that she gains the mental and emotional clarity she needs to navigate life's complexities. It is not in the noise of the world, but in the quiet of her own company that she finds peace. She understands that this peace is essential for her well-being and that it empowers her to face the challenges of life with a grounded and centered mindset. Solitude also allows the woman who walks alone to develop a deep sense of self-awareness. Without the influence of others, she can examine her thoughts, actions, and desires from an objective perspective. She can look inward, recognizing patterns in her behavior, identifying areas where she needs to grow, and acknowledging strengths that she may have overlooked. In these moments of introspection, she gains valuable insights that help her move forward with greater purpose and intention. Through this process of self-awareness, she not only clarifies her goals, but also refines her approach to achieving them. In solitude, the woman who walks alone also discovers a deep sense of self-reliance. The world often tells us that we need others to define us, to validate our worth, or to show us the way forward. But the woman who walks alone rejects this idea. She knows that her worth is not defined by her relationships or by external validation. It is inherent within her. Solitude allows her to connect with this deeper sense of self, reinforcing her belief that she has everything she needs to succeed already inside her. This self-reliance, born in solitude, becomes the foundation upon which she builds her life. Solitude fosters creativity. When the woman who walks alone steps away from the noise and pressure of the world, she creates the mental space needed to explore new ideas and innovative solutions. Without the distractions of others' opinions or societal expectations, her mind is free to roam, to explore possibilities, and to think outside the box. It is in these quiet moments that she can create, innovate, and design her future in a way that reflects her true desires, not the desires imposed upon her by others. The woman who walks alone recognizes that solitude is not just a physical state, it is a mindset. She embraces it as an opportunity to grow, to reflect, and to clarify her purpose. It is in this solitude that she discovers the strength, resilience, and confidence she needs to walk her own path. She doesn't fear being alone, for in that space she finds everything she needs to create the life she desires. In solitude, she finds her true self, and in finding her true self, she gains the clarity to navigate the world with a sense of purpose and direction that cannot be shaken. The woman who walks alone is no stranger to self-discovery. In fact, she is its champion. She understands that personal growth is a journey, one that requires continuous exploration of who she is, what she stands for, and where she is going. This journey is not always smooth, nor is it always easy. It requires a willingness to confront discomfort, question old beliefs, and challenge the status quo. But it is through this process of self-discovery that the woman who walks alone unlocks her true potential and becomes the person she is meant to be. Self-discovery begins with a willingness to look inward. The woman who walks alone takes time to reflect on her life, her experiences, her choices, and her desires. She does not rush this process, for she knows that deep introspection takes time and patience. It is not about rushing to find answers, but about allowing herself the space to understand herself more deeply. Through this process, she learns to identify her strengths, her passions, and her values. She learns what drives her, what challenges her, and what ultimately brings her joy. This self-awareness is the key to her personal growth, for it is only when she understands herself fully that she can begin to shape her life in a way that aligns with her true purpose. Through self-discovery, the woman who walks alone also confronts her fears and insecurities. She understands that growth often requires stepping out of her comfort zone, and this means facing the parts of herself that she may have avoided or denied. Whether it is a fear of failure, a lack of self-worth, or the discomfort of change, she faces these challenges head-on. She does not let them define her or hold her back. Instead, she views them as opportunities for growth, for it is through confronting these fears that she becomes stronger, more resilient, and more self-assured. Each time she faces a fear and moves beyond it, she uncovers a deeper level of confidence and strength within herself. Self-discovery is also about questioning the beliefs and expectations that society places on us. The woman who walks alone does not conform to societal pressures or follow the crowd simply because it is expected. She takes the time to evaluate these external influences and decides for herself what she believes to be true. She rejects the notion that she must fit into a predefined mold or follow a prescribed path. Instead, she forges her own way, trusting her instincts and making choices that align with her values and desires. This willingness to question societal norms and expectations is a powerful aspect of her self-discovery. It allows her to live authentically, without being swayed by the opinions or judgments of others. As she embarks on this journey of self-discovery, the woman who walks alone also learns the importance of embracing change. She understands that personal growth is not a linear process, and that change is an inevitable part of life. It is through change that she expands her horizons, sheds old habits, and evolves into the person she is meant to be. Change is not something to fear, but something to embrace. The woman who walks alone is not afraid of reinventing herself, trying new things, or taking risks. She understands that it is only by embracing change that she can grow into the fullest version of herself. Self-discovery for the woman who walks alone is about embracing her uniqueness. She recognizes that she is not like anyone else and that her individuality is her greatest strength. She does not compare herself to others, nor does she seek validation from external sources. She knows that her worth is inherent and that her journey is hers alone. This sense of self-acceptance allows her to move through life with confidence and grace, unshaken by the opinions of others or the need for approval. She understands that her uniqueness is what sets her apart, and that it is this very quality that will enable her to make the impact she desires in the world. As the woman who walks alone continues her journey of self-discovery, she also learns the value of resilience. Along the way, she will face setbacks, disappointments, and failures. But she knows that these are not signs of defeat, they are opportunities to learn and grow. She does not let failures define her. Instead, she views them as stepping stones on her path to success. Through these challenges, she learns to be adaptable, resourceful, and persistent. Each obstacle she overcomes adds to her strength and her belief in her own ability to achieve her goals. The woman who walks alone recognizes that self-discovery is a lifelong journey. It is not something that can be completed in a day or a week, but rather a continuous process of learning, growing, and evolving. She knows that she will continue to discover new aspects of herself as she navigates life's twists and turns. And it is this ongoing journey of self-discovery that empowers her to live a life of purpose, authenticity, and fulfillment. She is not afraid of who she might become because she knows that the more she discovers herself, the closer she comes to becoming the person she was always meant to be.